Hello and welcome you with World Business Report. I'm Sally Bundock. Also in the programme, we go live to Athens and speak to an economist about the fresh turmoil there. But first, Google is under fire again this morning. A report by members of the UK Parliament delivered a scathing attack on its tax affairs. The influential Public Accounts Committee is saying Britain's tax authorities should fully investigate the internet giant. It says Google runs a highly contrived scheme to avoid paying tax on its multi-billion-dollar UK profits by running its UK business from Ireland. Simon Gompertz has the story.
Google's practice of routing payments from UK advertisers through Ireland has no other purpose than to avoid UK corporation tax, the Public Accounts Committee argues. The MPs believe the company ought to pay tax where it earns its profits.
They have this very complex web of companies over all sorts of countries where the sole purpose appears to be to avoid paying their fair share of tax on the profits they make from the business they do here in the UK.
The Public Accounts Committee says that Google had UK sales of £11.5 billion between 2006 and 2011. It claims the profits on that would have been enormous, though there's no figure, but it says that Google paid just £10 million in UK corporation tax over that period.
I want to start by reminding you that it is a very serious offence to mislead a parliamentary select committee.
Last month, MPs said whistleblowers had told them Google staff were selling in the UK rather than from Ireland.
But what's very clear is that no one in the UK team can execute a transaction. No money changes hands.
Google issued a statement today saying it complies with all the tax rules in the UK and it is the politicians who make those rules. The MPs criticised Revenue and Customs for not challenging Google and says they should investigate. And they want the government to drive forward with international action to deal with tax avoidance. Simon Gompertz, BBC News.
Shares in Japan have plunged again today. At one point, they were down by the main market, the Nikkei 225, was down by almost 6%. The Japanese yen has jumped to a two-month high against the dollar. To explain why, let's go to our Asia Business Hub and speak to Rico Hizon. Nice to see you, Rico. It's a story of daily volatility in Japan, but today it seems more acute. The very volatile markets in Japan and elsewhere in Asia. Now, Greece's government is battling with the fallout from its decision to shut down state TV and radio as part of its spending cuts. The decision has triggered fierce opposition from within the coalition government, and the country's two largest labour unions have called a 24-hour general strike today. The latest crisis adds to a terrible week for Greece after the planned privatisation of the state gas company failed to attract any bidders, and the MSCI stock market index reclassified the country as an emerging market. Let's go live to Athens now and speak to Professor Yanis Varoufakis, who's a professor of economics at the University of Athens. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
You have always been, I've talked to you many times, quite negative in terms of how things are going in Greece. Presumably this week is proving to be another incredibly difficult week, and the decision to close the broadcasters have sort of kicked off a new wave of action. What do you think will happen next as far as Greece is concerned? Other business stories. There was a key shareholder vote on bosses' pay at the world's biggest advertising agency, WPP, yesterday. We'll be speaking about Stephen Hester's departure when we review the papers in about 5 minutes. Stay with us here on the BBC.